Hi there, how are you doing? How have you been? Thank you so much for finding the time to join me today in this episode. I really appreciate you and I value your time. My name is Millicent. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel, we talk about inspiring women to address their insecurities so that they can grow and be the best version of themselves. To my new subscribers, you're most welcome to this family, and I hope we continue this journey together. To my returning subscribers, I'm grateful for you and thank you for already joining this family. Let's keep moving and let's keep inspiring fellow women and inspiring the world. In today's episode, I'm talking about resilience. How do we build our resilience so that we can grow, so that we can overcome and achieve our dreams and achieve the full potential that God has desired for us? So I want to look at some factors that contribute to resilience, and I hope by the end of this episode, you will have gotten an insight, something to help you be strong. Life happens, but we always have to go back inwards and find strength, find ways to keep going, find ways to conquer. Now, what is resilience? Resilience is the ability to bounce back. Bounce back means something happened in your life and it took you off course, but then you need to get back and keep going. So the ability to bounce back and continue with your normal life activities. This is what resilience is. There's a famous quote by Thomas Edison, and it says, "I have not failed. I have only found 10,000 ways how it will not work." So the first thing I want to address about resilience is about keeping a positive mindset. One thing you're going to hear a lot in this channel is our ability to keep a positive mindset in everything, because I personally believe and I'm convicted that, and I'm convinced that a positive mindset is like half the problem solved, because you're seeing possibilities and opportunities and ways to overcome. So a positive mindset is one way to build our resilience. Remember, when you're talking about resilience, it's about events that have happened in your life that take you off course. So for you to be able to bounce back, one of the factors is you have to be able to have a positive mindset. And a positive mindset doesn't mean that you're so blind to the realities of life. A positive mindset shows your strength and your hope for a better life, hope for things to turn out well, hope for things to generally work out. So keeping a positive mindset is something that I will constantly and always call on you, my beautiful ladies, to work on, regardless of what is happening, even if you don't know, even if you have not figured things out. Just having that positive mentality can give you a lot of strength, and that's a lot of resilience. One of the elements that are crucial for resilience that one of the leading psychologists called Susan Kobasa is talking about there are three. She talks about three things that can help you build resilience. So there is challenge, there is commitment, and there is personal control. So today I want to focus on those three things that can help us be more resilient. So when we're talking about challenge, what is this about? It's about what is your mindset? How are you looking at the event or the situation that you're going through? And this is not so much about being able to explain why something has happened or why this and that regarding the experience you've gone through. But challenge is more of understanding and asking yourself, really challenging yourself to look at what lessons am I drawing, what experience, what growth can I gain from this event that has happened. It is challenging yourself to draw some lessons. So for example, you've lost a job or a significant relationship, or a business deal has not worked out. So challenge is about asking yourself, so it did not work out, fine, but what lessons did I learn from it? Once an event has happened, like I always say, it's in the past. So resilience is about being able to get yourself to that point where you can actually ask yourself what lessons you learned from that incident. And this does not come easy. So resilience is something you have to keep practicing so that you get stronger by it. One thing I've come to learn through personal experience is the more you're really aware and the more you're really ready to challenge yourself to overcome one incident from the next, then you realize things change, you become stronger. I think it's just like the way you work out in the gym, or maybe there's a habit you want to start. So the first time it's difficult, but the second time it gets better. And as time goes on, you're able to, you become good and better at it. So it's the same thing with resilience. If you're going through something right now, just challenge yourself to look at what am I learning from it? What can I take away? It's not easy, I must say, the first time. But then as you keep on doing this, because life happens and you are bound to face more challenges at home and at work, this will happen. So the next time you encounter something, then you realize you are able to increasingly be able to, your initial reaction is increasingly about how can I grow, what can I learn, what can I take away from this experience. So we are talking about challenge because remember, it's about your life. When you're going through adversities, your life is on the line. How you come out of it matters, and how you come out of it makes a difference. So we are not gambling here, and we are not taking chances with our lives. Remember, beautiful ladies, I want us to be the confident women that God has called us to be. And part of doing this is constantly pushing yourself and knowing that it's not a matter of should I or not. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of you must. You must push yourself. You must find a way to conquer. You must find a way to push yourself and ask yourself, how can I grow from this experience? So no sweeping issues under the carpet. Face the issues head on, and you don't have to have solutions, but face your issues head on and keep a positive mindset in terms of how you're going to work it out, and just being hopeful and confident that somehow things will work out and you will figure things out. So, my beautiful ladies, the next thing that I want to talk about is commitment. I know, commitment. And here I'm not talking about commitment, maybe you're thinking relationships, but well, maybe, yes. But just generally, how committed are you to yourself, to your life? When you reflect about experiences and just generally how you've been going through life, one of the ways to really build your resilience is to reinforce your commitment. The same way you're committed to your work, you're committed to keeping time, you're committed to so many things, you have to be committed to yourself. Like, commit to being the best person that you can be. Make a commitment to being the best influence that you can be to the women and to the people around you. Make a commitment to just be the best version of yourself. This is very important. And this commitment, we're not making this commitment after an adversity or after a tragic event has happened or after a difficult period or season in your life. Of course, if at the moment you're going through a difficult season or a difficult period in your life, it's okay. You can still reevaluate and recommit to loving yourself, recommit to being the best that you can be, recommit to move on, recommit to conquer and go for your dreams. But if you're not going through a difficult season, it's very important to very consciously, in your actions, show that you're committed to yourself. You're committed to conquering. This is very important, so that when now you're faced with challenges, when you're faced with adversities, then as much as it will hit you hard, you will remember and you'll be so conscious that you have to get up. You have to get moving because you have a commitment. and this commitment is between you and yourself. The commitment to overcome, the commitment to rise up. This is very important. So now, when you're talking about commitment to yourself, there are many ways in which this can be reflected. This can be reflected in your commitment to your relationship, your commitment to your marriage, your commitment to your children, your commitment to the people that are important in your life. How do you show up for them? As a mother, how do you show up? Do you show up for your children when they need you? At the workplace, how committed are you to your work? What kind of quality of work do you produce? With your friends, your close circle of friends, how do you show up for them? So these can be areas that you can also evaluate to see how committed really are you. But also in terms of your dreams and ambitions, do you have goals? Do you have plans? Do you have targets? For example, if you said this week, I'm committing to walking. For example, if your goal is fitness and health, maybe you've said this week I'm going to walk. Do you commit to it? When you set targets for certain things, even if it's financial, that you want to achieve a certain financial target, and you set your milestones, do you commit to it? So commitment is very important. You see, commitment focuses you and it helps you to keep at it because there's something you want to achieve, and this is something that you have defined for yourself. This is not something that someone else has defined for you and told you, you must do this, you must do that. No. These are things that you have sat down, reflected, and decided, this is the kind of life I want. This is how I want to be associated professionally, and therefore I commit to A, B, C, and D, and show up. So once you have this, really, and adversities come and challenges, then you realize that it will really help you to overcome. So to strengthen or to work and build on your resilience, it's important to commit. Commit to the things that are important to you and work at them so that then no matter what comes your way, you will always remain focused on that goal or that milestone that you really want to achieve. And remember, when we're talking about commitment, in this process of trying to define what you want and what you expect, failures will happen. I talked about this in another episode. So failures are bound to happen. But because you are determined, and this is what resilience is about, it's about getting back up. It's not about the number of times you fall, but because you have something to look forward to, because you have something you're aiming at, then it helps you to get back up and keep moving. So something that I find that really helps also in terms of commitment is focusing on where you have control. Commit to things that are within your sphere of influence. Commit to things that are within your power, things that you can do something about. Don't commit to things that also require other people to do their part. That's fine, but in terms of building resilience, look inwards. Look at your contribution and look at what can I do? What is within my control? What can I offer? And commit to these things. Now, the third thing that Kobasa talks about is personal control. For you to be resilient, you must be able to believe that you have personal control. One of the things that I see we struggle with as women is sometimes you feel very helpless. You feel there is nothing you can do about it. So it's important to regain that control. It's important to know that there is something you can do, and probably only you can do anything about it. So it's important to understand that you have that power and the control is there inside within you. No one is going to come from anywhere to come and help. And even if they did, maybe they'll offer a support here and there, but the work has to come from you. The effort, the determination, all this is inside work. So you must be able to reclaim that and know that you are in control. You have to take personal control about everything that is happening around your life. This includes the adversities that you go through. I like to give the example of, losing a job. Sometimes your identity is so aligned to your job that everything around your life revolves around the kind of job that you do. Maybe it's a prestigious job. But if this is stripped away from you, then what happens? Do you lose control? Do you lose touch with who you are? So it's important to always remember that you are in charge. You are in control. And if it means literally reminding yourself that, then do it. So if you have lost a very significant relationship, if you're going through a difficult phase, maybe with your children, and you just feel you're not in control, if you're at the workplace, you just feel things are slipping through your fingers, maybe you're a manager, and you just feel you don't have control over your team. Remember, first of all, you are where you are for a reason. You don't have to have answers to everything, but then just remind yourself that I am in control, I can do this. Take charge, take back that control. Just by literally telling yourself that is one way to really help us be resilient. Because what will this do to you? This helps to counter that mindset that you're losing charge, that things are slipping under your fingers, that you don't have control. So literally tell yourself you're in control, you're in charge, and keep doing that, and then find ways, commit to something that you can do step by step slowly to ensure that you gain control fully. Remember, your self-worth, how you think about yourself, is very important, and this really affects your ability to be resilient and to overcome. So what you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself is so important. So these and many other things are going to help you gain your control back. And if things are really bad, like I always say, if you really feel you're totally helpless, then just seek help. Seek professional help. Talk to someone you trust and let them know you're feeling like things are slipping outside your finger, or you feel like you're losing charge over the situation. The thing that happens when we are going through adversities, maybe you have wrangles in your family, the moment you feel you're not in control, a lot of other negative consequences and emotional decisions are going to be made, because then you are losing that, or you have lost that ability to really look at issues. But the moment you feel you're in control, it means you have claimed your space, you have claimed that you're in charge, and therefore there's a way you're going to address issues. So don't lose that control. Always remember that you have that control over any situation that happens to you. At least you have a say about what you will do and how you want to act around that situation and even beyond. So a question that I want to ask you to reflect upon, I'm not going to discuss about this, but it's very important in terms of your resilience and your ability to grow. So are you a pessimist or are you an optimist? Think about that and answer yourself. If you'd like, please share with me in the comment section below. Whichever you are, or the way in which you behave often really has an influence in terms of how resilient you are. So reflect on that and share with us. What tendencies do you have? Are you mostly optimistic or are you mostly pessimistic? And regardless of whichever answer is why, there's no good or right answer. There's always a reason why we behave the way we do. The most important thing is understanding what is the underlying cause or factor and addressing it. Now, the other thing about resilience is that sometimes we get too caught up in negative experiences that we have gone through, and this gives us sort of a negative mindset in terms of how we will deal with those situations in future. Now, you remember when I started, I said that one of the ways to build our resilience is to have a positive mindset. And this means even how you talk about yourself. This means even how you approach issues. So the words you use, I am always, I never seem to get it. I am always, making mistakes. I am always, so the more you keep focusing on how you always get things wrong, that definitely has a bearing in terms of how you will overcome situations in future. So instead of looking at how things did not work out, rather look at how could you have done it differently and how will you do it differently in future. And then finally, my beautiful ladies, this is something I would just like to add in terms of dealing with resilience, is when you look back at things that have happened, don't blame yourself. Yes, don't blame yourself. Just forgive yourself, let go, and move on. Of course, for things to happen in our lives, there's a part we play, there's a part that other people play. But don't dwell so much on blaming yourself. Remember, resilience is your ability to bounce back from wherever off course or how far off course you had gone, and just bouncing back to the right course. And the right course is your life's purpose. What are you on this earth to do? What are you passionate about? What are your dreams? What are your goals and ambitions? So whatever life events happen that really push you off this course, resilience is about reclaiming your life back and continuing with the journey. And as you continue with the journey, another life event will happen. It will push you off course, but then what do? Reclaim your control, and you keep pushing and you keep moving. Don't dwell so much in the past, and don't dwell definitely in blaming yourself. There is so much going on for you, and we just need to keep moving on. We just have to keep moving forward. There's no any other way. The only way is forward. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Today I just wanted to challenge us to build our resilience. I just wanted to challenge us to grow. I just wanted to challenge us to look at how can we always work on this resilience muscle? How can we strengthen our resilience mindset so that we become the best version of ourselves? Thank you so much, my beautiful ladies, for finding the time to join me today. I truly appreciate it. I hope you found something, even just one thing that you can take away from today's episode. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them out. Please feel free to write them in the comment section. I'm not an expert, but I would love to also walk this journey with you. I would also love to help you seek understanding. I would love to help you to explore and just to really understand what's happening within your life. So I really welcome your questions so that we can all grow together. Remember, I release my videos every Sunday at 3 p.m. East African time. I release my videos every Sunday, 3 p.m. at East African time. Tune in then and let us have a conversation. Until next time, I wish you a beautiful week ahead. Go forth and build your resilience muscles. God bless you.